Hello, people. I swear Melinda is coming, I promise. Even faster than last time since Jessica decided to go to sleep. It's like 7 folks so far. That's my mom, my dad, my uncle, my sister.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, look.
Let's get my baby monitor.
I told you. How's everyone doing? Welcome. Hi, Sarah. Which Sarah are you? We're going to toy with this a little bit. Actually, I'm going to see. It's bad, you think?
Well, I just look really washed out.
You look beautiful. Well, so I want to see like what happens if I turn the overhead off. If you need shorts, I recommend Old Bear Vintage for all year fashion.
Any chance, literally, any chance.
Better?
Mm-mm.
Number 1
That's fine.
or number 2? All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Recycle one on Posh, Sarah.
Hey, how are you? I can't believe I managed to show up to something on time. Oh, well, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
The cool thing is that once we're done with our live today, we'll upload it. So anyone that's missed it, you'll be able to see it at your leisure.
Yeah.
Christine, hey, happy Thursday to you as well. How are you today? Where are you guys joining us from? Like, where in the world? Or where in the United States?
We're joining you from our dining room tonight. Last week we were in the kitchen cleaning pots and pans. So
I think we're
not
just
to
gonna,
say it's an improvement or not an improvement. It's just change scenery.
That's right. I think what we'll do is we'll just do like a move around the house.
Wisconsin, Midwest. Hey.
Hey.
San Diego. Nice.
San Diego is the place to be, I hear. I don't know about thrifting. How's thrifting in San Diego? Is that like super competitive or ultra super competitive? Or is it super easy?
I feel like they would have better brands and stuff.
Hey, Yakov, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. How you doing, man? Welcome back. Hey, Thrifting Assisting, how are you?
Hi, Mina.
Hey, from Columbia Logistics. Hey, Mina. Mina's my sister, if anyone is guessing. Similar last names. Yeah, so I guess maybe a quick introduction. Do you want to introduce yourself to our friends? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. For anybody who's new, my name's Melinda. Adine and I are husband-wife reseller team on Instagram.
Forever.
We go by Hustle Hooks as well. That's really where we share most of our day-to-day. I think you get a lot of BOLOs there, just on the regular. And we're really good at responding. So if anybody has any questions, if you're new to this, we're super quick at getting back to everybody. And you can ask us anything. Literally no question is too new.
Yeah, for sure. Even if you've been around for a while. The only thing I don't answer to is like when someone asks me like, should I buy this? And the reason I don't answer to that, it's not my money. It's kind of like asking someone like, should I buy this stock? And if I say, yeah, buy it now, and that stock plummets, then who are you going to blame, right? So I'll always, like, we're always answering questions, like Melinda said, but that's the one thing I'm not going to tell you is like what you should buy. I'll tell you what you should be on the lookout for and what types of things are selling for us, but I really don't want you to lose money if you don't know what you're doing. So just keep that in mind.
Sarah, that sucks. She says that they sell items at full retail.
Oh, boy, that's awful. Hi, Amy.
Really rough. Amy, I saw that flip on Instagram today for that
the Disney
snow
thing?
globe.
Yeah.
I searched for snow globes after I saw that. That was a crazy flip. Nice on that. She picked up a $25 rare Disney snow globe and flipped it for $300.
Yeah, 300, 290, something like that. Yeah, that's awesome. So Amy and I were chatting a couple days ago since she has family here in Michigan. So I told her next time she's in town to hit us up and
for sure.
We'll get to meet. Speaking of meeting, our friend Ray is going to be swinging by next week, and we're going to go thrifting with her. She's going to spend a night. She has family in Detroit, and we were like, hey, if you're in town, like actually months ago, I said, oh, you're from Detroit. When you're in town, please come and say hello. And then we invited her to stay. She's going to spend a night. We're going to feed her some Bosnian food. It's going to be a good time. So
I won't be making it.
No, the fancy restaurants will be. So to introduce myself, my name is Edine. That's my wife. I think we've covered that, with evidence. We've been doing this for just under a year. So roughly when our daughter was born, that's when we started. We really enjoy it. There's really not any part of it that we don't enjoy. Like sometimes it does take an extra kick in the butt to
I needed some motivation last night with some shoes, man. There's a lot of shoe cleaning.
Yeah, but she knocked out like 25 pairs of shoes last night, and like maybe 10 of them needed light cleaning, and then the rest needed like scrubby dubby cleaning.
Yeah, it actually wasn't too bad. It was just this huge pile, and it's
overwhelming.
I was just looking at it, trying to find out something I could watch. I went through Disney, then I switched to Hustlers, and then I watched Unsolved Mysteries. So
and I went to bed, and she just kept scrubbing. And that's honestly, like, if we're ever in the position to give anyone any advice, I'm just gonna tell you, like, you can make as much as your work ethic will allow you to make, as long as you're not just buying every single thing. As long as you're being selective. And we're actually going to talk about how we make those decisions on this live. Sarah says, I want to hit up the bins for the first time ever. Decent sourcing, retail arbitrage at Marshall's, awesome dresses at Goodwill. Awesome. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, that's the thing, Sarah. There are like endless opportunities of how many things you can buy and where you can get them from. So even though your Goodwill is charging up for things, they're still going to have things that fall through the cracks, but it's out there. I mean, Facebook Marketplace is one place we source all the time, and we get some really good deals. So yeah, so that's our introduction, Edine, Melinda. First thing I wanted to cover, I asked our Instagram audience what they wanted to see from a live, and one of the things that came up was bookkeeping. So I don't know how to
excitement on these lives. Washing dishes, bookkeeping.
I guess at least we're not washing shoes. Anyways,
doing good.
I think bookkeeping is like one thing that I've noticed in the reseller community that people just don't do, or they don't know how. And I think that's a weakness that you need to adjust like instantly.
Yeah, I think the reason is because reselling is a lot of fun and it's crazy. But the business aspect of it, in my opinion, I think kind of falls through the cracks. I think that's what's made us so successful is we treat it like a business versus a hobby or versus a side hustle. We sort of took the mindset of, okay, this is like a small business. This is our business. And we're going to grow it from there. So and we both worked in businesses. Obviously, we worked at the business factory for many years.
For sure. And I mean, I work for a top 100 company in the United States, and like metrics are the things that differentiate like the company I work for from everyone else, because like they dial it in. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about just a little bit. First, a quick review of our week. One thing that we talked about when we were thinking about starting a YouTube channel was like, well, what content do we bring out? And one thing that we thought about was like a weekly review. So I think what we'll do as we continue to build these lives is just a quick summary of our numbers for the week. So from the 6th until yesterday, we've sold 63 items. We tried this month, we've been aiming for 650 active listings. Currently, we're at 648. I think she just listed 2 pairs of shoes. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work, I'll tell you that much. But on average, you should be selling 1% of your inventory. And we've been selling this month about 8 items per day so far, which is great. We've sold $2,897 gross. That's the total cost, like that's shipping, item cost altogether, because we offer free shipping on 99% of our items. And then our average sales cost per transaction is $46. And all of that is important, but the most important thing is the net. What are we going to be taxed on? So for this week, we've netted $1,578 and an average net sales price of $25 per item. So what that means is that every single time we hear that cha-ching, that means we've made an average of 25 taxable dollars after all expenses, and the only thing left is taxes on it. And to relate that to this month, and I'll stop talking about these numbers. So far this month, 99 sales, a really hot start to the month, $4,641 sold, 3,013 net. And our average net sales price so far this month, $30.44, which again means every time we make a sale, we make about $30 profit per item, which is the number that we're shooting for, is about 30 bucks. And again, our average listings so far this month, 642 active listings. So
yeah, and our last month started off a little slower, and I think we're always saying list. You got to keep your listings up. You got to keep it, feed the monster. And
correct.
We did a push. We did that challenge that boosted our listings, and then we said, hey, we want to get to 650. So we made a big push to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was partly because sales were slow, because you kind of see that behind in reselling. Like if we listed 100 things tonight, that's probably not going to pay off, at least for another maybe week or two.
Sure.
That we're going to start seeing that average pick up. So if you list a bunch in one night and it doesn't automatically kickstart your average, I would just give it a little bit of time, because it will start to pay off. Because since we did that, like Adine said, it was a real hot start to the month, and we've been doing really well on our average. So, and that's partly why we're just kind of kicking ourselves to keep it up at 650, because then eventually we're going to want to push to get to 675 and then 700. And then we're just constantly going to be trying to keep up our listings. So, and it's a lot easier to maintain than it is to push yourself to the next level in a short period of time.
Yeah. And also, everyone who just joined, hello, welcome. Thanks, hey, thank you so much, Joy. I am recognizing a bunch of you guys from Instagram, so I do appreciate you guys coming over and saying hello. Anyone that just hopped in, please say hello, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, so on and so forth. Idaho. Hey, how are you?
Idaho. Still in Idaho? No, never mind. Not the one. Iowa. I was thinking Iowa.
Yeah. Our friend AJ went traveling through Iowa, and they just got hit with some really bad storms. And actually, our Instagram buddy Bob Dobra is in Iowa, and he posted on Instagram that he was doing a thrifting trip, but he couldn't because everything was out of power, which is always pretty wild. Say hello, please. Keep the chat going, because otherwise it's just us talking to you, and eventually you're gonna get tired of. Just kidding. I can talk for a long time if you haven't picked up on that. So we talked about listings. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention. Keep in mind, we started with 0 listings a year ago, and then we built it up to 100 listings, and I was like, whoa, we have 100 listings, and then then 100 and 200, 500, now up to 600, 650. So
500, I think we were really impressed when we got to 500.
Yeah,
that was big, and then that was really actually tough to maintain, just with our lifestyle of having a kid and actual jobs and everything.
Right.
So then the pushes were pretty intense every time we kind of upped that.
Yeah, for sure. And the other thing too that I'll say, make sure that your listings are quality. And I mean that because what ends up happening is that if you just post a bunch of stuff for 10, 15 bucks a piece, $7 a piece, $5 a piece, etc., you can make money, of course, but don't forget about those fees. So if you don't have an eBay store, it's 35 cents after your 50 free ones. It's 35 cents per listing. Your listings renew every 30 days. So quick math. I'm gonna get this handy dandy calculator up. If you have 500 listings and only 100 sell that month, that means that if you don't have a store subscription, that means that 450 of them you paid for. So 450 times 35 cents, you just paid $157.50 in fees. Now let's say only 50 sell and the 450 transfer. Now you're paying another $157. So in 32 days, roughly, you're paying $314, right? $314. Now, how much do you have to sell to offset that cost? Mm-hmm. So if you're starting to scale up, make sure that you look at the options for stores. There's different ones, and they tell you exactly how much do you expect to sell, how much are you going to be listing, and start with that. We started free.
Yeah, I was going to say, we don't recommend getting a store right away. Just like wait until you can consistently be at that number that makes it worth it. Where they're going to be, where the fees aren't, I don't know how to say that, like where the fees won't be more than the subscription.
The offset, I guess. Yeah. You have to find that sweet spot. So,
right. So there's Joy and Christine, thanks. Yeah, we do try to get back with everybody really quick.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for saying that. That's really kind of you.
Joy, just about a year, almost a year at the end of this month.
Yeah, the question is, how long have you been selling? We literally started with a graphing calculator that I used in college about a year ago. And we're just like once I realized that someone sent me their money for something that's been sitting in a drawer for like years, I was like, wait a minute. What is that? What just happened? They sent me their money like I'm a store. And then literally like the next, like when our daughter was 5 days old, we went garage sailing. So you can call us maniacs or whatever, but it's paid off our house. So call us whatever you wish.
The sponsored, Candace. So yes, the sponsored listings, we promote our listings. We promote everything at 1%. We have not found that doing more than that helps any. We actually, would you know the percentage of how many we sell off sponsored? About
10% of our sales are based off of sponsored listings. So for people that are new, that if you don't know what sponsored listings are, basically you can promote listings. You can promote your listings like up to 100%. But if you do that, then you pay 100% of the sales price in fees, which is idiotic, right? So if you do 10%, that just boosts your listing up. That doesn't mean it's going to sell. It's still going to depend on the quality, the demand, the photographs, the description, the title. That's what's going to sell your item. But if you sell something unpromoted for 10%, you're paying 10% plus the 3% PayPal fees, which are going to change, are changing now, plus the original percentage you owe to eBay. So now you're paying like 23%. So if you sell something for $100, $23 are gone. And that doesn't take in consideration shipping costs.
Yeah. On our numbers right now, and we have to fine tune it, we just calculate everything. It's a 14%, including that 1%. So it's sort of like a bonus when something doesn't sell through sponsored for us, because we still calculate that 1%. But that's what that means.
Yeah.
So I know some people are just like, well, I just leave it as what eBay
recommends. No, don't do that.
And you're paying like an extra 4.5% usually, because it's like 5% or 7%. I don't think it's necessary, especially if you have product that people are looking for.
Right.
So because they're going to be searching for it anyway.
For sure. Yeah. We've never tried promoting more than one. Actually, I think we did 2% for a little while. If I remember correctly.
We noticed any.
No. It just doesn't make sense. Like you're already paying fees and now you're paying even more fees. Like, I guess there are probably business models where this does make sense. Maybe if you're getting everything for like 10 cents a piece and you're selling everything for 20 bucks, I don't know. But for us, it just doesn't add the value. Proud of you guys. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, good idea, Christine. Definitely. I mean, see how it goes. Maybe if you've been making like crazy sales, maybe that's what works for your products and what's good for you. But we just haven't felt that paying more than 1% has been worth it. But curious to see how that goes for you. Let us know.
Candace, did we answer your question about the sponsored or the promoted listings? If not, please tell us and we'll try again to explain. Christine says my fees whooped me last month was over 200. Okay, so one last thing I'm going to mention about fees. Don't let them discourage you. I love when our bill to eBay is high. I love it. When I'm sending them $500, that means we're making a lot of money, right? So fees are just your entryway. Don't think about it as a negative. Think about it this way. You're opening up your store to millions of people around the world. And your price, depending on your store and your category that you're selling, is anywhere from like 6 to 10%. So for 10% of your final sale, you're getting millions of people that are shopping you. And then the counter argument is, well, if I use Facebook Marketplace, there are no fees. But in your geographical area, you only might have a few hundred people that are looking for that. So what's the trade-off?
It's why it doesn't make sense when people say, oh, you're scalping from these garage sales. It's like, well, somebody in Idaho wasn't at a garage sale in Grand Rapids, and maybe they needed what was at that garage sale. And if I was like, well, I don't need it, so I'm not going to buy it and offer it to someone at a reasonable fee
that they agree on paying.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously voluntary for people to buy stuff. Right. I don't know. When people get mad about that, it just blows my mind. Just blows my mind.
Yeah. Let's see.
So if there's only one or two of your items, you wouldn't. It might depend on the sell-through rate. If you have a product where there's only one or two for sale and the sell-through rate is more than 100%, it might be worth it to just wait on promoting that, because it might very well sell pretty quickly, because that's obviously a hot product.
Yeah, we promote everything. So as soon as we list it, we list everything on our phones. And as soon as we list it, we just go back. Like if we do 5 quick listings, we just promote everything, 1%, 1%. And we just do it every single time. We don't even think about it. It's just a muscle memory. You can write them off in your taxes. Okay, so taxes is the other reason why I wanted to talk about bookkeeping a little bit. So if you keep good records in your bookkeeping, that's going to negate your taxable income. So I'm not a tax expert. The only tax experience I have is my taxes withdrawn from my job and one college course, a couple of college courses on business and numbers. So in quick summary, and I would love Joy, if you want to talk about taxes one-on-one, let's put something on the calendar and we can schedule a half an hour and I'll walk you through what I know. But for keeping this thing going, because we have a lot on the schedule, I don't want to bore people with taxes. But here's the quick summary.
And Not Your Dad's CPA is on Instagram. He's also a really good resource too.
He's a professional, yeah. Not your dad's CPA.
Yeah, disclaimer, we are not professionals, tax professionals.
No. So here's my quick summary on taxes. When you sell $100 worth, you do not pay taxes on a $100 sale. You're going to pay taxes on what's left after that sale. So from $100, I'm going to just do it here on paper. So let's say you make a $100 sale. You paid $10 for that item. You paid fees of 14% roughly. That's $14 gone. You pay the shipping on that. Let's call it $20 in shipping. And this doesn't include the mileage, the square footage of your house that you're deducting, your cell phone, your internet bill, etc. There are other categories, other things you can deduct in your taxes. I'm not going to give you that advice. We can talk one-on-one. But just off of that, that's $100 minus 34, which is $66. That's now your taxable income minus any other deductions. So you're going to get taxed on $66,
and
not
if
$100.
you kept track of mileage to get to that $10 item, that mileage you can also claim.
Correct.
So, and then I think it's like 300 square feet of your house you can deduct as like an office area if you're using it primarily as a dedicated business space. So if you have a home office, you can deduct that.
Yep. So
and then anything that we buy for our business, so packing materials if we pay for them. Yep. Like a printer, if you need a printer,
a laptop, a camera,
new lights,
lights, et cetera, et cetera. There are certain deductions, but in general, depending on your annual income, you're going to be in a tax bracket between 10% and 40%. So selling $5 million a year, you're going to be in a different category than someone selling $10,000 a year. But anyways, Joy, hit me up. We'll talk taxes.
Yeah, Christine, that's nuts. It's not dishonest to be a reseller. What does Walmart do? What does Target do? All of those companies, they're buying stuff for cheaper and then selling it to everybody else.
It's retail.
And we're selling it for cheaper than what those retailers are. And we're saving the environment, I think.
Partially, yeah, agreed. So next thing we want to jump into, just hit me up, Joy. We'll talk taxes anytime. Next thing we want to talk to about just what's sold today. So we'll kind of just alternate. I have them behind my back. You want to start with your friend?
Oh yeah. So I went to
So I guess where we found it, what it sold for.
I found this little buddy at a garage sale. It was actually not the last garage sale that I was intending to go to. I was having, that day pretty much stunk up until the last stop. And the one I had put into yard sale was a bust. Just a bunch of crap. But then this lady across the street was having one and she was going to be moving and she's older. And I was like, yes, because they have all the best vintage stuff. Mm-hmm. And she had all these vintage plushes. We still have a bunch of booze. And two two of these guys, and they both sold now. The last one sold for 25 because he had like a little spot, which he is machine washable, actually. I just didn't want to put him through the wash just in case. But this guy was in a lot better condition, and he sold for 30. So that's 55, and I paid 50 for everything that I got at that garage sale. And I think we probably already sold some stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Pots and pans.
Yeah, so here's I'm gonna walk you through. Can I pick him back up? I want to walk you through, like, if you're brand new, like how we made a decision or how she made a decision. So this is pretty easy to identify. It says Baby Smurf on there. I don't know if it has a date. It does, 1984. It says right on here. So all you need to really do is type in vintage Baby Smurf plush, 42 results, filter it.
Scroll down to the sold.
Yep, 20 sold, so that's about a 50% sell-through rate. So for every 2 that are listed, 1 is going to sell. And then we sort by highest because we want to see what are these actually selling for. And they go for about $30 free ship. She paid about $3 each because she had a bunch of them. So the thought is, if I turn 3 into 30, this is going to ship for about $9 or so. So now you're talking about like a $20 sale, 3 to 20, pretty easy to list, easy to ship. That's why we picked it up. So just kind of, that's how we make our decisions literally every time.
Yeah.
I'll go with a really boring one. So this little and that thing sold for $30 free ship. This pamphlet, this is just a manual for Cuisinart. I bought a Cuisinart blender. This is the DFP3 model, but it didn't have the blade in it, so I parted it out. And we've sold everything besides one like circular blade. That's the only thing that we have left for over $100 so far. So it was $4 or $5 for everything, $100 total sales. This thing sold for $13 free ship. It's $3 to ship it, so a $10 sale. But it's free money, super easy to list, obviously, super easy to ship.
Are we the age of the? I was born in '85, so.
Yeah, I was born in '87.
Yeah.
All right, next.
So kind of the same ages. I watched Smurfs a little bit when I was growing up. I didn't have cable, so.
Yeah, I actually watched Smurfs.
I watched them a little bit.
My family and I lived in Germany for about 5 years when I was a kid, so we watched Smurf in German, which is pretty cool. Do you remember me launching a rocket into the camera? So this is
a week ago.
Yeah, this is literally a week ago, and this sold today. This is just
1 week to sell.
Yeah, easy,
It's easy to know.
easy math. So this thing came with a bunch of accessories. It's a steamer. The model number is right on it. It has the book. It's a skunky. I don't know how to pronounce it. Skunchy.
That's what I would say.
I'll say
I
skunky.
wouldn't say skunky.
Skunky steamer.
Skunky steamer.
Came with the bag. It's sold for $40 free ship. It'll be less than $10 to ship it. It'll just go in a 12x12x8 priority box, which is free. It'll ship priority. Yeah, it's sold within a week, which is great. And one tip that I'll share with you is when something sells and it sells pretty quickly for a decent profit, go look for it again, especially on Marketplace. And we'll show you one example behind me. And I paid $6 for it at our thrift store, and I picked up another one for $6, which is actually a better model, which should sell for about $50 free ship. So I'm pretty excited to get that one listed.
Especially because the market for resold goods is always changing too. So if you can find something that you just sold and you find it again, the market's still hot for that. The sooner you can pick it up again.
Yeah, for sure. And steamers are one of those things where, this is like every single category known to existence. There's going to be the bottom tier and the high tier. And so always look it up. Don't just say, oh, I bought this steamer, I'm going to flip it on eBay for profit. That doesn't work that way. It just depends on the branding. This one was doing well, and it sold for what we thought it would sell for. Next. I'll you do this one.
It wouldn't be a what sold without some pots and pans.
Hashtag pots and pans.
These are those emeralds. We got these a week ago too, actually. And these have been selling so fast. Like we've sold part of that set, I think, like every day.
Yeah, we only have one pot left.
Yeah, and remember we had that whole lot.
We have two lots. Well, one lot from last week and another lot from a few days before.
Yeah, so these are going global shipping, which we like because there's hardly a chance of return, like 0%. And what they sell for, made a deal for 90, I think.
Yep, 90 free
So-
ship going international. So we just have to ship them to Kentucky, which is the global shipping program headquarters for eBay. It'll cost about $10 to ship them there. Super easy to identify this. Literally what I would do if I was you right now is go on Facebook Marketplace in your area, search for emerald, and see if you can snag a set. So they have copper in the bottom part here, and they say emerald on them, and they tell you exactly what the size is on them.
It would be like copper clad or whatever. Or you can just go to our store and search and see how, like, you know, as far as like tagging in listings.
Yep, and the title. So yeah, we titled it 2 in parentheses, emerald by all class stainless copper core skillets, 10-inch and 8-inch fry pans cookware. And yeah, $90, all profit now. We've sold everything out of that lot. Graduated high school in 1985.
I think it would be so cool to have been older though, like in those good years. I mean, not that, no, it's a bad year. It's 2020. Let's be honest.
It's not that bad. It's all right. Every year has its
But I've
things.
always thought, like, I really liked growing up in the 90s. I thought it was like the last really authentic era. But I wish I would have been older. Like if I'd been a teenager in the 90s, I probably actually would have been in a lot of trouble.
Kings and queens of pots and pot
It would
dealers.
have been fun.
Different type of pot, but yes, I'll call myself a pothead any day.
Yeah.
Just, you know, different types of pot. And so one final thing about like numbers, I'll just show you this. So this is our 90-day total. I don't know if you can see it. So in the last 90 days, we've sold 31,355. We've kept about 30,000 for a pretty long time. Our peak was 36,000, and our lowest was 0 because everyone starts at 0. Just keep that in mind as you're building your store. Falling off my chair. Can't stay on. So that's what sold this week. We talked about numbers, what we keep track of. So just quickly, what we paid for each item, what each item sold for, the fees. So we just do a quick calculation in a spreadsheet. Just hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you a template for free. We keep track of our mileage. That's a tax deduction, and that's pretty much it. So we just do daily data entry, and we stay on top of it. We don't fall behind.
Class of 1960, you had such good music in like your early 20s.
But we have such great music. We have a song called Gucci Gang, and the lyrics are Gucci Gang, 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 you know.
If I ever found some Gucci, I would really like to sell it.
Or be part of the gang, I guess.
Yeah, I'll join the Gucci gang.
Yeah, so let's
Some pickups.
yeah, let's talk about some things we've picked up this week, and just give you guys some things to be on the lookout for. The first one here is the biggest, I believe. This is a Starbucks coffee maker. It's the big version. I think it's a 12 cup. It says 10 and then max in the back.
Yeah, 12.
12 cup. So these, quick story, found this in a thrift store, found 2 of them. One was the smaller version of this thing. This thing is pretty big. The smaller version, they wanted $12.99 for, but it had damage, like the top lid part here was broken off, so I left it behind. And those only resold for about $30 to $50. This one they wanted a whopping $6 for, and everything is here and everything is in good condition. It just needs cleaning. These sell for over 100 plus shipping on the secondhand market. So definitely a BOLO. Starbucks, almost anything Starbucks will sell for you.
Does anybody know how they price things at Goodwill? Is it just luck of the draw who happens to be tagging that day? I am very curious because sometimes
what are the rules?
yes, crap is priced really high, and then stuff like that, like you said, $6 for that one.
Yeah, so the
Anyway.
smaller ones, they want half, they want a double.
So I've just been hitting this one thrift store on my way home every day after work, and it's kind of it's a hit and miss one, but it's on the way home, so it doesn't take me very long. And I've actually been finding some like decent clothes there. So I picked these, and these are 7 for All Mankind, but they're the dojos. They're called like that's the actual style, and these sell for, I priced mine at 60 or 70 today, and some of them sell higher than that. So think that I got that bolo from Hustle at Home Mom. So I get a lot of my clothing bolos from her.
She gets so quiet. She's nervous. That's Ashley. Ashley, she's on Instagram, like expert in clothing. Reseller for many years. She has an ebook out. Lots of really good information. Like if you watch one of her bolos and sales videos, just take notes because you're gonna make so much money. So that's definitely one of them. Yes, nice deal, definitely. Yeah, for sure. I'm really nice to. I know a lot of them by name, and they'll actually like hint, like, "Hey, go now!" Like I just put this out for sure. They're just people too, but yeah, as far as how they price, I'm not sure. Our Goodwill just changed after COVID. Opening went flat prices.
That's nice.
Interesting.
I wonder
Yeah.
how long they'll do that, or if they'll just stick with that.
Yeah, good tip, Amy. I've actually I've told one, maybe this is a bad move, but I've actually been talking to one of the managers at a local Goodwill, and I've offered her to like teach her how to flip stuff. I don't know if that's a good move or not, as a flies in our house. But she's just a really kind person, and I've actually asked her about price adjustments, and she's done them for me a couple of times. Like I'll just bring something up, be like, "Hey, look, this thing is $6, but this is 12, but they're the same." She's like, "Okay, $6 as it is." So
it does.
sure.
I told them I didn't need a receipt last time I dropped stuff off.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, that's another tax deduction is your donations.
Just like bring one thing every time.
Yep, for sure. Thank you, Amy, for sharing that. For sure. Got two good little bins, 99 cents a pound. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's literally that's the game. Buy low, sell high, and keep your costs down. That's why we advocate for free shipping supplies from your neighbors. Like 99% of our boxes are free. We've only paid like $27 total for all the boxes, and we've shipped out over 1,600 items. So
somebody's always moving on Marketplace. Although I think coming up at the end of summer, we should probably try to pick more of those up.
Yeah.
Because people don't move as much as in the winter. So I think we might try to snag a bunch of those and just stockpile them.
Yeah. What's next?
This is a
T-shirt.
Billionaire Boys Club. And truthfully, I was just flipping through the racks, and it was a sweet graphic, and it felt really soft. So I double checked it because the older shirts just are softer than the t-shirts they make today. So you can you start to know by feel if they're older. And then the next thing I do is like look at the stitching, and it's a single stitch, which just means at these bottom hems and then at the arms, it's just got like one stitch as opposed to like the double ones.
The modern, yeah.
Like everything now. And I just looked it up, but I feel like somebody has mentioned Billionaire Boys Club before. Drew, if you are in the chat, have you mentioned it before?
If you see my head leaning in, I'm just reading. I just have
somebody who knows vintage clothes, but I don't know. Looked it up, and these sell like really good sell-through rate for like $30 or $40. So, and it's a good size. Bigger sizes are always better. Just if you didn't already know that.
Yeah, and someone else from Idaho that I've seen on Instagram, I forget their name. He said that they went to like flat pricing, which is pretty awesome.
Seattle, I'd love to go to Seattle.
Hey, welcome back. How are you? So one thing I wanted to mention about clothing, like clothing is probably less than 10% of our inventory. We are very, very selective about clothing. We typically just, if we find something really good, we'll list it. But we stay away from a lot of clothing just because it's, I don't know how to say this nicely. Everyone is a posh babe on Instagram. Like that's just the reality that I see. Like every single young female that I see reselling is like a clothing seller. And it's really hard to compete with pricing because just like someone just said it about the bins, Joy said it, because they're getting their inventory so cheap, and we've never been to the bins. We're actually going for the first time next week with Ray. Like we've never been there, so we can't compete because we're paying $4 an item. We can't sell it for $15 because after fees and shipping, we're only making a few dollars, and it's not worth our time. So we're very selective. Very.
Yeah. Plus, I try to share our closet, but just don't have the time to do it as much as people who are dedicated to posh.
Yeah, we don't do a lot
pick
of
up like good brands that we know, but otherwise it'll just sit for a long time. And clothing tends to sit a little bit longer anyway.
Yeah.
Because the market is just really saturated in clothing, especially women's clothing. So
yeah, women's clothing is so complicated to me. Obviously, I'm not a woman, so but it's like you guys have all these like cuts and like the buttons and the things and the shoulder hole and like what is
full
that?
shoulder.
Yeah, and then like the high rise, mid rise, low rise, butt rise. I don't know. Butt rise, butt crack. What am I supposed to put in there?
I think that was a thing. Does anybody remember those? Like they had a brief moment where it was like really low on your butt.
I don't remember that.
I think it was a really long. It was probably the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I remember excuse my language, the whale tail, right? I remember that in high school as a boy when a woman wore thong underwear and then so anyways.
I don't think anyone uses that as a search term.
Whale tail pants. Men's streetwear sells. It does. And that's actually what I was going to say next is like we do sell a decent amount of men's jeans. And those we usually pick for $5 a piece. And we try to sell them. Our goal is usually $25+ and we do pretty well. Big sizes, yeah, for sure.
Joy, the measuring does really stink. That's why we wait until we get batches.
What is this?
Because then I can just like measure them. Otherwise, I'm just like, it hurts. Like bending over constantly, trying to get the right photos. Oh man.
There's a couple other things to be on the lookout for if you've not sold them. I'm literally just getting up so I can show you guys my shorts. Like that's the only reason I'm getting up. It's not really to show you my polos.
I got these pants. Oh, you can't. I'm too short.
You gotta stand.
Okay. I got these at Goodwill. I actually bought these for resale. These are Athletas or Athleta. I don't know. I really like selling that brand and I picked them up.
Shorts
shorts. Yeah.
Only for you two.
Yeah, but I decided to keep them. That's also a problem with reselling.
Keep good stuff. It's okay for you. Boom boxes is one thing I want to mention. We've sold a few of these now. They typically sell for about $50, like these relatively straightforward ones. What makes them sell is that they're a CD player and a cassette player and a radio all in one. Yep. And they don't sell those anymore. So we typically pick these up at Goodwill's for about $6, or if we find them at garage sales, estate sales. And they sell for about $40 to $60 depending on brand. This is an RCA. It's super easy to test them. You pop it in a CD, you see if it works. Pop it in a cassette, see if it works. One tip that I'll give you on these, just make sure that the antenna is there and it's not snapped off, because that's definitely something that you want to pay attention to. So this is an RCA. I haven't looked this one up. It's just muscle memory at this point. And then this one I picked up today at Goodwill. And this one, so here's another, this one was $5.99. This is $4.99. Whatever, it doesn't matter. This is a Sony boombox. This one doesn't have the cord, but because we've been reselling for a while now, we keep cords. I'm pretty sure I have an extra one. And again,
if you
about
ever
$50,
get
$60 for this.
A bunch of random cords, have us dedicate a little spot where you can just kind of throw them and forget about them, because you very well could end up needing them at one point. Because there's so much good stuff where like some parts are missing here and there that you might as well just have a bunch of random stuff on hand.
Yeah, for sure. Here's that other.
Those boom boxes, the big square ones, like the ones you remember, like
the hip hop. Like
yeah, they like put them on your shoulder. Those
like
can actually sell higher. Those can sell really well. Did we sell them for like more than 60 recently?
Not recently. We sold a. If I remember now, Sony X-Plod. It wasn't a square one, but it was super like futuristic looking, if that makes any sense. But search Sony X-Plod, and that one I picked up for $40 and sold for $180 free shipping, and it cost about $20 to ship it. Mm-hmm. The next thing on here's another one of those I just mentioned, that Skunchy or Skunky, whatever. I picked this one up 2 days ago, and again, the unit is in here for sure. I haven't tested it. I'll test it later. All the accessories are in here. Paid $6 for it, and this model is a little bit better than the other one. So this one should sell for about $50, maybe even more with free shipping. And again, it comes in a travel bag, so it's pretty silly. Hey, it's Ray, my favorite hustlers. Aw, thanks. How you doing? Welcome.
I can show them the only pot
the only hard goods
that I found at that Goodwill. Oh, it was such trash, you guys. It was rough. Took me like 5 minutes to walk through those aisles and be like, there is nothing. And it's like they never restocked.
That
the
happens.
rest of the week. But this is just one of those Vision Corningwares. It's the one of them from France, and we just sold a set of these for $70. This I just paid $2 for. I haven't decided if I'm going to wait to find a bigger one to sell it with, or we'll see.
Listing,
if it'll,
always listing, for sure.
See what it'll sell for by itself. But anyway, I got my pan for the week.
That's right. That's the other thing too.
It's like pans, pots, pans.
Sure. Monda, Dean, pots, pants, whatever. The other thing too, like she just mentioned, sometimes it's okay to hold on to something. Like, don't make it a hoarding thing. Like, if you find something super rare, like the left leg of something, like don't wait 17 years to find the right leg, right? But for something like this, like we find this stuff constantly. So yeah, we could sell it for $20 plus ship, or we could wait, like she said, and see if we can match something up. Scary item when it comes to shipping.
I think we've got it down pretty good. We've shipped a good amount of those Corningwares. I don't think anyone has ever said they broke.
No, our damage percentage on over 1,600 items, our percentage that arrived damaged is 0.5%. So
and most of it's FedEx.
And most of it's FedEx. I think in total, it's something like 4 items that we've ever shipped out damaged. One of them was glassware, and that was a rookie mistake where we just didn't give it enough padding. We tried to fit it in a small box. The thing to keep in mind anytime you're shipping something, like you just have to have padding on the side, and just picture in your mind's eye that some punk kid from FedEx is going to boot it across the aisle, and then say, will it survive? And if you tell yourself no, then you need to pack that.
Yeah, I wouldn't try it, but assume that it'll happen.
Or honestly, like take something cheap. Like if you need to practice, like go to Goodwill, pick up like worthless pottery or like worthless plates, and just practice and drop it from 3 feet. And if you hear it crack, then you need to pack it better, for sure. Do you double box?
Sometimes.
Tell them that China story. That was
the big China story?
The big China story. Early hustle hooks.
Yeah, it's like we picked up a China set for like $20, which we don't always pick up China, but this one just sold really well, and we ended up selling it for $300. And it took a very long time because we like bubble wrapped everything, and then we separated. We had multiple small boxes. Like a small box for like the small plates, a small box for the bigger plates. And then all of those small boxes went into just one really big box.
Yep.
So, and then it was so long ago, I don't even remember what it cost to ship.
I remember everything.
Yeah.
Because I remember because I spent an hour and 45 minutes. It was a 75-piece China set.
Yeah.
And it ended up being 5 or 6 boxes inside of one big box. The nice thing with FedEx, I'll give them love, is that if your item, like if your dimensions are below, I think like 44 inches is the longest dimension. I could be slightly wrong. If it's less than 70 pounds, it's still reasonable to ship it. So this ended up being 65 pounds of China after everything. I don't remember, like I could do a quick search and figure it out, but I don't remember how much it sold for.
How much it shipped for. Still, like in my mind though, we never found out we assume it got there in one piece, but it was this huge China set, and they never I even asked them, did it get here? Because that was like our first shipping of fragile goods too, because that was real early on when we started. I hope someday they tell us.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Just answering a quick message.
So
look, this is a common one lately. This person writes, "Hi, Mr. or Mrs. Seller. Can you find out with USPS where my item is? Supposed to arrive August 11th. Today is 13th, and it still didn't come. Sorry for bothering you guys. Thank you." Don't feel bothered. Customer service is important. Yeah. So Mona's gonna talk about USPS delays while I type this up.
There's been USPS delays. I mean, yeah, they're obviously super overloaded right now just with everything going on. And there's a couple USPS waypoints specifically that are having issues. One on the East Coast,
Maryland.
Maryland, I was missing.
Huge issues.
Yeah.
Huge labor shortages right now.
It is, yeah, it's super frustrating, but I mean, it's not, I don't know, it's not the seller's fault, and obviously you feel for the buyer, especially if it's time sensitive, but there's really nothing you can do. So that's been coming up a bit, and you just reply and explain the situation. It's kind of out of our hands, really. So, and I feel for USPS too, for sure. They got a tough gig.
Lots of politics
FedEx
too.
Ground. Yeah, FedEx Ground, yeah, can be cheaper a lot of times. 100, just one broke.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Whoever said that.
She said it was global shipping. So then you didn't really have to, then you weren't responsible for that. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, global shipping program is great because once it gets there, even if it gets there broken, it's eBay covers it 100%. We've had one of them like that. So here's like my point about being customer centric. So this is my response. Hello, there have been USPS delays because of the pandemic, labor shortages, and politics. Please be patient as the item was shipped on time. And right now it's in transit. Thank you. So just, you know, like she said, you feel for it. Like someone bought a video game from us. Like I used to play a decent amount of video games. Like this person bought a video game that they really wanted to play, and it took like a month. And it's just like, oh,
Yeah, it stinks.
They opened up a case. We responded to it. We messaged back and forth and said like, look, you know, there's nothing we can do. Labor shortages, and they understood. So nothing you can do about it, but be honest and
Also,
explain the situation.
Yeah, and it also is it's good on you if the faster you get it out of your door, especially right now because of the delays. So we get everything one business day is what we ship out at. And, you know, they can see that on the buyer's end. They can see like when it started tracking. So then if there is a shipping issue, then it's definitely not on you because you got it out as fast as possible. You did your part to the best of your ability.
Just answering.
Funding early at the start of Yeah.
Yep. I think we've made that mistake once, but yeah, you learn. Why is this
It's a good learning experience. So I mean, you do it once or however many times, and you're like, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. But with shipping, especially, eBay's really good about taking your side because there's a tracking number.
Yep.
So. Not to say that that's always 100% accurate.
Message retracted. What did you say? Just kidding. So one thing, just to quickly interrupt, if you guys are here, if you're joining us live, if you're enjoying the content, just please hit the like button. It just helps us grow the channel. We're going to continuously to put our effort into this channel, and we're always thinking of like, what can we do? What information can we put out to add value to people? So if you like it, hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do. It costs you nothing. But again, it helps us grow the channel, and we do appreciate that. One other thing I picked up today, a Panasonic DVD player, and it's still in the box. They wanted $6 for it, which is great. And again, like, I'll just walk you through my thought process of why I bought this.
I would say still pre-owned though.
Absolutely pre-owned. Yeah, for sure. I opened it up. So one thing, so as soon as I find something of interest, so typically like our focus is like electronics, pots and pans, housewares, shoes, a little bit of clothing, a little bit of collectibles, or literally whatever we find that day. But those are kind of our focuses.
Electric violin. That was definitely
yeah,
so far first and only time we sold it, but it was a really quick sell.
Yeah, for sure.
Sold for a bunch of money.
So the first thing that I do, like when I go into a thrift store, if I think that something is valuable, I put it in my cart because then it's temporarily mine and no one's going to take it out of my cart, right? So even though I might put it back, it's there, and I might have a good thing in my cart. I might not. I'll find out later. So once I make my rounds, I go electronics, shoes, hard goods.
I just want to throw in, no one will take it out of your cart where we go thrifting.
Right.
I don't know about where you guys go.
Yeah. And then once it's in there, then once I finish my rounds, I make sure that I covered all my bases, then I'll go through and look things up. So I found this one. It just came out. All I did was type in the name and the model, right? Panasonic DVD LS92. I didn't type in the description because that should give me enough information to find it. I found a total of 12 results with that information. I went to the I filtered through the solds and I found that 6 sold. So shouldn't be a hot seller, but of those 6 sold, I listed, or I went through them from highest to lowest, and pre-owned, one sold for 120 plus shipping, 160 plus shipping, 155 plus shipping, and then 155, but just the player, no box, no cables. And then one for 25 plus shipping. So what I do is, as I look at the high, so I think I can get between 60 and 100. So then the process is, am I happy to spend $6 to make a $60 sale? The answer is yes. I'll go through it. We have a 7-day return policy in our Goodwills here locally. So once I go through it, I'll test it, make sure that it holds charge, it works, etc. And then what I'll do is I'll probably list it for like 60 or 70 with free shipping. Because if I'm looking at my competitors, of the 12 search results, there is one listed for 200 with free shipping, way too high. Pre-owned 145 free shipping, way too high. 135 free shipping, 125, and then it's 55, 55, 40 plus shipping, plus shipping, plus shipping. So the reason I'm going through that is to tell you, like, I'm going to beat out the competition because I'm going to charge between 70 and 90 free shipping, and it's going to be cheaper than the ones that are plus shipping, and it's going to be less than the ones that are free shipping. And I bet you we get a sale before they do. That's kind of how our mind works when it comes to listing.
Why wouldn't you charge 120?
Why wouldn't I charge 120? Because there's only one sold for that high, and the average is about 60. So I would charge between 60 and 80 for it. Again, I just picked it up today. What would you list it for?
I don't know, probably go for like 100. I like to go near the top. I like to go near the top of the.
But there's only one sold that actually sold over 100. Well, there's one pre-owned one that sold for 120.
All right.
Only one.
All right.
So maybe we list it for 100 because you can always bring the price down if it doesn't sell, right? We also don't want to sit on it forever, so it's a balance. Out of those 12 that are listed, 6 that are sold, that's just with that search term. Now, if I wrote like Panasonic portable DVD player, it might be a little bit different. So just something to keep in mind. I like to go high and take the offers. Yeah, so that's the difference. We don't do offers. Like we only add offers for like a small percent of our items.
Yeah. Well, we should say we don't leave best offer on. If some people do still message you with offers asking if you'll take less than what you have it listed for. And we actually do work out offers and work out deals. And we like doing it that way better because if somebody's taking the time to actually message you, then the chances of them paying because they actually want it are a lot higher. And also we do send out offers and sometimes we leave out on the counter offer. Most times we don't. Just depends. Yeah, and the reason why we don't leave offers on most things is because of the delay of the transaction. So when someone takes an offer or accepts it on eBay, it's 48 hours they have until they pay for it. So today is Thursday. That means they have until Saturday to pay for it. During that time, no one else can shop that item. It's a removed listing because it's pending payment. If they don't pay and you open up a case, we have it where after 3 days, a case automatically opens against them, and then they're forced to pay basically, or it gets closed out and then relisted for free. But if that happens, now that's 5 days where someone can't shop your item. So that's one of the reasons why. And like Melinda says, we build it into our listings where, like, for example, like if this thing is worth 20, we'll list it for 25, and then we'll send out offers if we have watchers on it. And we still make some decent sales. Racist managed payments will change. I hope so, because we might. I don't know. We might be more apt to do it if it wasn't off sale for that long. Meet the middle price. Yeah, I don't know much about managed payments, Ray. We signed up for it, but we haven't been selected yet to transform. What's the word? Transfer into that program yet. So if you guys don't know what managed payments are, they have a lot of content on eBay's website. You can read about it. But it's basically they're eliminating the third-party PayPal, and they're not giving you instant money. It's going to take
time to get paid.
Is there still a fee though? Because you paid 3% for PayPal. Are they still going to charge us like the 3% that we would have just given to PayPal? Do you know?
Sorry, trying to make deals. One more time. I apologize.
Are we still going to get charged 3% for? PayPal charges us 3%.
I don't know.
Anyone can answer.
Yeah, anyone can answer. There's been a lot of good YouTube content on this. I just haven't watched any because we haven't.
Okay. So 13%.
Yeah. Just depends. But it still depends on the category, and it still depends on your store subscription, I think. And I might be wrong. I don't like talking about things that I don't know for sure.
Yeah. Going back, we do not offer free returns.
Correct.
Because we offer free shipping, we allow returns, but we say that the buyer pays returns. Now, if they say it's defective or whatever, eBay will allow it back anyway.
Right. Or item not as described.
Right. So you sometimes get that, but we don't automatically pay for returns.
We would suggest if no matter where you're at in your eBay career, either free shipping or free returns, not both. Because what you don't want to do is pay for both transactions, because it's just that can add up really quickly. And what the other thing too to keep in mind, like just because something got returned doesn't mean that like you've lost all that money. There's still parts of that can be tax deductible, as that's loss of business. So it's not just like, okay, it's returned, and in the short term it doesn't feel good, but it's part of this business. The retail business has returns. It's just the way it is.
So thrifting and assisting says it's going up to 11.5, which
then
maybe it's 11.5 instead of 10, and then a little less. It's 13%. I mean, I guess I don't care if it's still 13% all around.
Doesn't matter if they said 20%. I'll be like, okay, that's fine. I'll just rate. The thing is,
I guess not much about that anyway.
There's nothing you can do about it. Right, so just go with the punches, just like life itself. Just kind of gotta go with it. Fees are just your entryway, like I said earlier, into a market. You're reaching out to customers. I mean, fees are fees. It is what it is. I'm not worried about it. Meet the middle price, go high and run sale. Fax keeps yeah, for sure. It doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, like, don't get discouraged by fees. Like if someone is like, "Oh, well, what about those fees?" It's like that's just.
You know what? You should, if somebody is questioning it, you should tell them to stay off of eBay, because then that's more
for
us. That's a bigger piece of the pie for the rest of us. You say, "Yeah, fees suck."
Yeah, discourage them.
It's the worst. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting out of eBay.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick story, and then we'll talk about shoes for a little while. So. When we first started selling, and Amina, that's my sister, Melinda, found these Facebook groups, like eBay Facebook groups, and she's like, "Hey, check this out." And I was like, "Okay." So I went in there, and literally like 7 or 8 out of 10 comments or like whatever Facebook posts were like super negative. It was like, "This happened, return sucks, eBay sucks, eBay sucks, eBay sucks, this sucks, that sucks." And literally like 2 days later, I went in there and I made a post like, "Be positive. eBay is not that bad. This is just part of the business. We are new. We've done really well. Stay on top of it. You're going to do fine." Like super positive, like 90 comments. And it was like 70% like mean, like, "Oh, you'll see, I've been doing this since 1995. And like all this like negativity. And I was just like, I'm going to get the hell out of here. And I left the group, and I was just like,
I'm still there.
She's still there to poke him once in a while.
This is what Adine does. He's like, "I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this app." And then he just uses me to still have access to it.
Yeah, like, what did they talk about? So one night in bed, we literally like went through, and Melinda used like a voice for each different negative comment. It was like grandpa voice, grandma voice, whatever. But anyways, stay the fuck away from negative people. They're the worst. Even if they're your family members, you can still love them. Just stay away from them, because what's going to happen is they're going to keep trying to squish you with negative information, negativity. You shouldn't. And you're going to look back and you're not going to be happy about your life. Stay away from it. I got out of that group. Like someone even said like, you just wait. Like you just wait. You just started and you just wait. It's like, listen, our rookie year, we're gonna sell over $65,000 from $0, right? So okay, I'll just wait. And returns, about 3% of our solds are returns, and we actually do a pretty good job negating a lot of those returns because of our customer-centric focus.
Yeah, Joy made the point. People put up barriers because they don't want to put the work in. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are just, scared. They don't want to jump in because they're intimidated by one aspect or another. Shipping intimidates a lot of people.
Yeah.
So also, yeah, of course we get excited with the cha-ching. I recently started leaving it on when I'm at work. Before it was all silent, but
it's exciting.
I don't get to hear it during the day. So we always play a game, like, what do you think sold? And then we'll sort of put out either a category or price range or something.
Yeah, we're never right.
We never really win it. Yeah, we never actually bet anything. We should start actually betting something.
You want to answer the wallpaper question?
How old is I actually, this is new wallpaper. I put this up the first year I bought the house. So I ordered it online. I wish I could remember the site now. If anyone's actually curious, I can probably figure it out. But so 2015. So 2015, we did this room. So
the house is old. The house was built in 1896.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a modern Victorian style, which is sort of it's a Victorian house, like an old Victorian house. So I tried to stay modern, true to it, except the kitchen. The kitchen's all modern because nobody wants it.
No one wants a kitchen from 1896 with gas flowing everywhere. It's not a thing. Christine, you're absolutely right. So negative. I mean, there are still good people there, and you can still learn a lot there. But that's why we just surround ourselves with positive people. There's so much already going on that's negative in our world. You can list all those things and continuously be sad about it. So instead of doing that, focus on the things that are working for you. Hey, we live in a pretty decent country. No matter what's going on with everything around you, we still live in a pretty decent country. We're still alive. We have good health. Let's surround ourselves with people who are caring and giving, and also give back and help those around us. And I'll say this until I'm dead. One of the biggest joys that I have in this community is giving information to people, talking to people, mentoring people, helping people. That's better than any sale that we make, because it makes me feel good as a human. And rather than selling something for $1,000, if someone comes back 6 months later and says hey, I sold $5,000, thank you so much for your influence and your help, that makes me happy. Even though money it's a tool. If you want to hear a rant about money, go on our Instagram. I titled it Financial Advice from a 32-year-old. It's just a tool. It's nothing. It's just there. Don't stress it. Pots and pans. Oh man. How old is it? Ray is just gonna drop pots and pans and just leave it there. I love it. Let's talk about shoes for a second. Yeah. Even to worry about big stuff, life is too short. We know what life is so fickle. It's so it's gone. It's so fast. Don't stress it, people. Hang out with good people.
Yeah. I mean, it can be tough sometimes, for sure. I think it's okay if you get overwhelmed sometimes. That's my personal belief. Take a day off or something. Or just shut off your social media for a day. Take a break and just list all day. And then you'll make more money and you'll feel better.
Oh, for sure. Let's cover some shoes. Yeah, I have a pair of sandals too.
So sometimes shoes look real basic. Like these.
Do you guys sell shoes? How much of your inventory is shoes currently, and what are some of the brands? Can you share some brands with everyone that you've picked up and made money on?
Yeah. So anyway, these are super basic. I picked them up because they're Merrell, and Merrell always sells really well for us. They're really light. You would almost think they're cheap, but I picked these up for $5, and I comped them, and they sell for $35 just for these things, and they're probably. I feel like they're going to be less than £1, so they might even go first class.
I have a pair. Sandals again. These are Tommy Bahama sandals. Tommy Bahama is a pretty good brand. It's 30%. It's just it's basically like I don't know how to say this politically correctly. It's like an old white man brand. I don't know if that's rude or not, but go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I actually, maybe you shouted out Tiva. Somebody shouted out Tiva,
Hey, Amir.
and I actually just picked some up this week.
I actually just grabbed some.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, you got Tiva too?
No, you did.
Oh yeah,
I
those
picked
are
them
mine.
from the pile.
Oh yeah. So I just somebody that we follow on Instagram shouted out Tiva. So, and this is my first pair. So I was like, great.
Yeah.
So that Goodwill is good for something.
Yeah. Our Goodwills are pretty decent with shoes. Like, we'll talk about strategy of shoes first, but Tommy Bahama sandals, with these thicker, like thong, whatever you want to call them, sandals. I was surprised. Really good condition, bigger size. These sell for about 40 to 60 bucks. I think I priced these at 40 free ship. They'll ship priority. They're a little bit heavier, but they're leather. They're really nice. Super easy to identify. Tommy Bahama has that like swordfish, and it says Tommy Bahama on it, so pretty easy to search.
Yeah, but Tommy Bahama is a good one to check because some Tommy Bahama is just like super oversaturated. Some like the softer jeans, I forget what the material is, but those sell really well. You would know if you saw they were Tommy and you felt it. They're so super soft. But like shirts and stuff, we generally won't pick up.
I got to give Amir even a bigger shout out. So Amco666 in the chat. That's my cousin Amir, my brother. There's no other way to say it. So this guy, like we just started like hustling, like working, and I picked up a VHS collection of like kung fu movies. This dude was in Las Vegas vacationing. And like all of a sudden he hits me up on Instagram and he's like, I'll buy all of them. And we make a deal, and he paid $350 for a collection of like old school kung fu movies. Like, shout out to you, man, for believing in us, for supporting us. Like, how cool is that? So that's really huge. So we'll give you all the love that we can on this YouTube channel and in real life, because you mean a lot to us. So from the bottom of my heart, like I told you just before, I appreciate you and thank you for your support as always. It is an old white man brand. I don't know how else to say it. They like that like soft, silky stuff on Wu-Tang Forever. Another brand. So I picked up these Adidas. These are high top Adidas. These might take a little while to sell, but like look how excellent condition they are in. Anytime you're picking up shoes, you definitely want to look at the condition. Melinda cleaned these last night, and you can.
And they're perfect now.
Like look at that. I mean, it's pretty close to perfect, but no scuffs or anything like that.
We've had a couple of questions on Instagram of like what I do to clean.
Yeah.
So when they're so tennis shoes, this is like just for tennis shoes and other like soft ones. This isn't dress shoes. I don't think I've done any dress ones this week, but what are those called? The Mr. Clean Magic Erasers around here work really well.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to just do this part, especially if they're cloth on top, because then you don't get this soapy or wet if you don't have to. Other than that, really, like on the bottom, either like a wire brush or sometimes if they're like really stuck in there, we have like a tiny screwdriver. I'll just like pop the rocks out. And then I just scrub. Like we have a toothbrush dedicated for like getting into these grooves and stuff. So, I mean, that's it.
Yeah,
really.
they're
and then sometimes on the cloth ones, cloth is cleanable for sure. Like not suede or leather. Don't like just like run that under the sink or anything. But
they're size 12, Amir. I put it in the chat.
So these Crocs are all fabric on top here, and they had a bunch of spots. And so you just you can sometimes put a little detergent on there and like spot clean them out, and just like you were like hand washing a shirt or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. So back to these Adidas, like mint condition, maybe worn once or twice. I don't know what they retail for, probably about 120. Used, I mean, pre-owned, they sell for about 50. So definitely a pretty easy.
Velcro in your title ever.
Yeah.
I know most people in this chat probably know that who are going to watch this, but if you don't know that, number one no is do not put the word Velcro. They will Vero you so fast.
And what that means is that you're basically going to get suspended from eBay without any questions asked. They have an agreement with Velcro, the company, so no one can use the search term Velcro anytime for anything. So don't write
just
Velcro.
Use like strap.
Just strap.
I think some people use like hook and loop.
Hook and loop.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Deb.
So yeah, the chat very positive on shoes. So
yeah,
shoes are good because unlike clothing, the things people need and they like them. Someone mentioned the Hokas. Look at these bad boys. They're a little bit dirty on the bottom. They're so clean. I tried these out for a couple days because I was gonna see if I liked them, but my feet are too wide and.
Yeah, we've actually got
them.
One warning on eBay so far, and it was for a brand called Red Ape. And this is a designer jeans brand. And I had no idea. I posted them, and then a little while later, that listing was taken down. So we got a warning, and that's perfectly fine. And once we get a warning on something, like we don't put it back. Like we'll sell it on Poshmark because they don't have that restriction there. But that's the only time we've had it. But I know of people who've been suspended several times because of Vero. And the other reason you'll get in trouble selling on eBay is if you're selling bootleg or knockoff, just don't do it. Like if you have like the iPhone earbuds, whatever those are called, earbuds.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a knockoff of that, just don't sell it on eBay. Like it's just not worth it because you're gonna get shut down.
I feel like we missed something.
Good night, Amir. Much love to you too, man. Thanks for saying hello and always supporting. We appreciate you.
Oh, Sarah picked up some Tommies, so that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, she said she comped them out. So yeah, just check them out.
Style matters, size matters.
Yeah,
sure.
Devin, they were 2 different sizes. We've seen that before, where there's 2 different sizes. People have different size feet, so I think that just goes to show you, like, you never know. Anything will sell.
Yeah, just look it up and do your research and see, like. The number one thing that I recommend to anyone that's selling stuff on eBay, how many are available, how many sold. Like if you can find something that there are more solds of than available, definitely a pickup.
Oh, good. Sarah didn't know. Yeah, don't use Velcro.
Yeah, Velcro, no.
John Lob shoes. Okay, I've never heard of that one, so that's good.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that.
We picked up these Brooks, also like
really
super
nice
clean,
one.
very good condition. These are Ghost 11. Crazy good sell-through rate on these, and I think a couple of these pairs. I think I priced. I don't even know if I listed them yet, but a couple of them. Used. So Brooks, look up. I think the style. It says, "Please wait." Okay. Did everybody hear us just now? Did we cut out? I saw a thing that like our connection was unstable. But Brooks, look up the style, because obviously with shoes, sometimes there's some newer styles that come out, but these are the more recent ones. The Goodwill I'm going to after work is right by what we call the medical mile. So I told Jean
What is the medical mile?
I was going to that. So there's like hospitals right across the street, like a bunch of hospitals. So I was thinking it's probably where like the doctors and nurses are just like tossing their clothes on their lunch break or something.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, everyone that just joined, I see a couple more folks have joined. They're coming and going. We really appreciate you spending some time with us. I hope you're learning something. We're definitely always learning from you guys. If you haven't yet, please hit the thumbs up. It really helps this channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Again, we're such a small channel. We're just continuously trying to grow it. So we would really appreciate that. One that was surprising to me. So if you've been in the shoe game, you know the term Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex, I believe, is a company that partners with different shoe brands to design higher quality footwear with them. So these are Echo, ECCO. These are low-rise boots, but like look at the condition of these. I did polish them up slightly with some clear polish, but super good condition, plenty of thread left. These are Gore-Tex track shoes. It says track on the bottom. They're like, if you find the track 2s, the secondhand market pre-owned sell for about 100 to 150. These sell for about 50 to 80. Still a great pickup if you see them. Gore-Tex, Echo, super nice. I mean, again, condition is going to be everything. These are in pretty darn good condition. So want to share.
I also picked up Merrell's with Gore-Tex, so also in really good shape. So
yeah, and
a pair of these sold recently for like $100. I did not list mine that high, but
yeah,
it's a good.
You flashed on one so quickly. So these are Merrell's. The other thing to look for, like
Gore-Tex. Yeah, Gore-Tex is waterproof. Did you not say that?
I did not say it, but yes. Well, not all of them. Maybe all of them. Not I don't know. Maybe all Gore-Tex is waterproof. But the other thing to look for besides condition is like, do they pop? Like the color wave. Like look how clean they are, but also look at those colors, and then look at how much life is left on them. If these are super flat in the bottom, like nobody wants to buy like super used shoes. But if they have a lot of low miles on them, they'll definitely sell for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the Vibram soles are good too. Vibram?
Whatever.
How you say it.
Yeah. So yeah, if you
And
find
we
a
picked up,
combo.
like a Gore-Tex steel-toed boot too.
Yeah.
Those will probably sell really high.
You want to tell them about these Pumas, and I'll grab a couple more.
Yeah. So these Pumas,
Strange.
maybe someone here knows the answer. They're pretty sweet. They have like this very unique coloring, but so I get them home and there's like a frog on the tag here, and I'm like, what the heck? You know, it's supposed to be a Puma because they're Pumas, but so they were limited edition in 2008. They're called the Clyde, which is the style. This is the style of Pumas, Clydes. Poison Frog series. So they're not very common. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to price them at yet because the ones that are for sale right now are really high. And I don't know, Puma, you know, I paid $5 for them, and Puma we can generally sell for anywhere between like 25 and 40, depending on the style. So I think I might just list them for like less than 100, 50 to 75 maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's someone gave us some feedback on them on Instagram and said like, hey, look, because they're so unique, price them high and just forget about them until they sell. So, you know, so there's no wrong answer. If you paid $5 and you sell them for 60, or pay $5 and sell them for 90, like, is that $30 going to kill you? Probably not. So as long as it sells, like at the end of the day, there's no wrong answer. But we do try to maximize our profits as much as we can. Obviously, our return on investment on average is like 340%. So we definitely want to stay in that arena. All
right, I'm going to go with 80. Something Cash says.
Yeah,
I'll
80.
go with 80.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They're super unique, but like, who's looking for those specifically? Size, of course, you know, all those things. That's why clothing and shoes are a little bit. I mean, I guess you could say with any category, like who's actually looking out for them. But they are pretty cool if you're a collector. You want to tell them about these? And I got one more on the dock.
Yeah, these are just like basic. They're super efficient. Reebok, always look them up. These are, I paid $5 for these. So they're not like crazy, but this colorway on this specific shoe brand sells better than the like the basic colors. So I think everybody knows when you're looking for shoes and stuff, the more colorful they are, the better. So this is only like maybe a $20 or a $30 shoe, and I wouldn't have picked it up if it was like basic blue or basic red or anything. Literally just like almost brand new condition with a cool colorway.
Yeah, super. I mean, if you really
so that
like,
can sort of sway us on a shoe.
I don't know how well this is focusing. You guys, if you were here the last time on our live, can you tell a difference in sound and quality of the film?
Tell. The light isn't doing this thing.
Well, yeah, we're not in our eBay room, so we're not having that crazy color stuff. But please tell us like if the quality is better. Later on, when we become a little bit better at this, we'll definitely get better equipment. But we just wanted to improve it for this one.
Oh, also, hi, Ryan from Virginia.
Hey, Ryan.
Ryan Kim.
Hey, how are you? Much love to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome. Everything is better. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah, the other thing too, like when you're cleaning shoes, like get them as close as possible to look as clean as possible. There's I won't mention names, but there's a reseller I watched a YouTube video and they sold a pair of shoes and they're like, I don't clean shoes. And I'm just like, you don't clean shoes? So I asked like, why don't you clean shoes? And they reply like, I don't have the time. And I'm just like, this is like one of the best ROI items you can sell on eBay are used shoes. Like there's like Renzi makes a full-time living plus just selling shoes. Just shoes. Like this is one of the best ROIs, and you're telling me you're not going to put in the effort to clean them up. And speaking of cleaning, one thing I wanted to mention. So first, a round of applause, standing ovation for Monda for just kicking ass last night and like getting a lot of these done.
I passed out the night before though. I crashed.
She did. That's okay. We all have our nights. Reebok CrossFit shoes. Is that what these are? Okay, awesome. Thanks for letting me know. And thank you for everyone for that feedback. Sound is similar, but the video is much better and clearer. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. When it comes to shoes, like what we've started doing is batching. So we'll like continuously thrift throughout the week, and then we'll get a pile of shoes. It might be 10, might be 25 shoes, depends on what's out there. And then we'll dedicate some time to scrub and get them all done in one night or most of them. And then Mona works part-time, and when she's staying at home with Jessica, what she does, chores and all that stuff about being alive, to be alive to do, she'll batch up the next all dried and take photos. So today she photographed 4 items. So now we have 41 items that we can start listing periodically. And this weekend we're taking some time off. We're still going to be listing because she put in that work. So that's a beautiful thing about reselling, is you can do it at any time.
Yeah, it's another great thing about shoes is they're really easy to photograph, and we just have a system. Like I do the same poses of the shoes. That way I know I'm getting like every side, I'm getting sides, I'm getting underneath, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once you get in the groove, as long as you've batched it up to that point, it goes pretty quick. You're just like pulling the shoes in.
Yeah. And one quick question too for you guys that are selling much better quality. Thanks, Amina.
Vintage Red Wing boots?
No, I know Red Wing, but we haven't found any. Red Wing boots are one of those where like they're gonna wear those boots until they're dead. And then also Red Wing actually repairs shoes. It's a brand, yeah, Red Wing. They have retail stores around here, but it's really hard to find them because Red Wing guarantees them and works with their customers. So literally, like we'll have to like choke someone out for their Red Wings, which maybe someday. Just kidding.
Maybe someday.
We'll find it maybe at an estate sale or something. You never know.
Is it a Michigan brand? Is that why?
I don't know off the top of my head, but does anyone know? Like, is Red Wing a Michigan company? Let's see, Red Wing shoes.
Because I know, I obviously know the hockey team.
No, they're not associated with the Red Wings. Yeah, they're super high quality. I don't know.
Christine says she found one pair.
Yeah, they might be a Michigan-based company, but I'm not really sure.
Okay, so you have a store in your town, and you've only run across one pair. So that says a lot about the shoes.
They're super good. I mean, that's like I know people in my work that wear them, and they have had the same boots for years because they're super good. So yeah, it's definitely high-end stuff.
That's good to know.
One more shoe, maybe we'll throw in a couple more shoes, but I wanted to show these. These are like in super good condition. I found comps for these for about 40 to 50. I paid $6 or $7. On average, we pay about $7 per shoe. These are Adidas golf shoes. They have actually a brand on them. They are Bounce. And the only thing that was dirty with these were the bottoms because the golfer digs in, right, with these little, what are these called? Cleats. Digs into the ground. So Melinda cleaned up the bottoms, but like, look at that. Like super, like they almost look like they've been bleached. They're excellent condition. So golf shoes can do pretty well. Might be more of a seasonal thing, but Arizona is always playing golf.
And they have, I don't know how well you can see this, but like the grass and stuff like gets caught in there. I just have this like tiny screwdriver and I just kind of like went around there. Like you have to be obviously, careful to get it in between. But my screwdriver is like small enough. It's not going to damage that rubber.
Yeah. 2 more pairs of shoes. Then we'll talk a little bit about shipping, and then we'll bid you a goodbye. At any time, if you guys have any questions about anything about us, personal questions, whatever, reselling questions, how to start, whatever, just throw it out here. And if not here, then Instagram always will respond. Keen is a good one to look out for. Like everyone that resells shoes knows Keen. These are just they're simple sandals. I think the color is called Bison for these. I have them listed for I think 40 shipped. They'll ship for about if I can fit them into a flat rate envelope $7.52, about less than $10. So pretty happy. Again, condition was really excellent on them. Really nice shoes, waterproof. Keens. And I have one more that I found actually at the same time. I found those Keens. It's another pair of Merrills. These had like cinnamon colored leather sway up front. Still good overall condition. The soles definitely have a little bit of wear on them, but still good condition. Merrills, super clean on top, original soles in them. Just needed a little bit of leather polish, and I'll show you guys what we use for leather. Actually, I don't need to show you. It's just leather polish. You can find it at your local retailer for like $5 for a little jug of it, and it'll last you forever.
And I use
Yes, Keens, yeah, for sure.
There's a conditioner too.
Yeah, leather conditioner.
And that'll go a long way too, just to bring back some life into some shoes too.
Or leather jackets. I used that same conditioner on a Harley leather jacket, and it did really well. It made it look brand new. Clark's. I don't know if we've found any Clarks recently.
Yeah, not recently, no. But we've
dealt some Clarks.
My mom loves Clarks.
Devin, where are you located? Devin, I just want to give you a quick shout out. Devin's been super supportive since day one. Always giving us a thumbs up and commenting and giving us positive feedback. Really appreciate you. I really do. I'll find your, I know it's Devin something. I just got to find you on Instagram. So give you a shout. Yep. Devin underscore. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Devin underscore 22. Really do appreciate you.
Yes. Pick up shape ups. Absolutely pick up shape ups.
Yeah. It's such a weird shoe.
Yeah. It's so random. We had 2 pairs that we had from, a store buyout that we did way back in the beginning. And 1 pair sold really fast. The second pair, did we sell it? I don't know if we sold the second pair.
No, I think that one's still for sale.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of damage to it, but it still gets random, attention here and there. So.
Hey, Instagram, we're still live. We'll be live for maybe another half hour.
But they do actually sell really well if you can get
Come say hi. We're talking about shoes. Say hi, Instagram. Come say hello. Join us for a little bit of live. We're having a good time.
Yep, time to look for winter boots. Yep, absolutely. Actually, we sold a pair of winter boots 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. So middle of summer, and they were, I wish I could remember the brand, but they were straight up the fur and everything. Mucklucks.
Mucklucks, yeah.
They were a pair of mucklucks we sold for $55. And we had gotten a lot of offers on that for lower. And I just kept telling Adine, I was like, no, because they're going to sell. It's early. Missouri. And then, so they sold in the middle of summer for $55.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. We have a lot of shoes we're going to be listing this. Out of the 41 items you photographed, probably 30 of them were shoes, maybe. I don't know, you did some clothing as well.
I think 25.
Yeah, thank you, Devin. Yeah, you rock also.
Maybe about 30 pairs were shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about shipping. For you guys that are relatively new, I've gone back and forth about creating how to ship videos, and to be really honest with you, I don't have the best shipping station right now. Our setup right now for shipping is awful, really inefficient. And what I would like to do is set up different camera angles with better cameras before I shoot that video, so you can kind of see the whole process, kind of starting from small to big and all the way through. And I feel like we're qualified to make that video because of our low breakage percentage, again, less than 1% over 1,600 items sold, and because of the variety of items we ship, from golf bags to glass to VCRs, DVD combos, shoes, anything between.
Maybe you could do a compilation, a week's worth of things sold.
But I just don't have the really good setup for it. I've done one YouTube video on how to ship Guitar Hero drums and things like that. I'll put something out eventually. It's just my setup is not good. That's the best way I can explain it. But I've talked people through shipping stuff. So if you have if you sell this jar and you're I don't know what to do, just hit me up and I'll walk you through it and we can video chat for sure.
Yeah, we got our sheds. We finished siding our shed last weekend. So now it's just a matter of organizing that and then starting the process of moving things over so we can create a dedicated eBay area in our garage. So
yeah. So
probably work well.
Yeah, there is. We put up a YouTube video kind of giving you a current situation for our reseller business. And right now it's just a bottleneck. There's stuff everywhere. But we've been doing such large projects in this property, especially this year. So right now, like Melinda said, we built a shed that's pretty huge. We have to design it, and that's going to be used for our personal storage. And then we're going to take the garage, gut it completely, still have a garage, but build a loft that's going to allow us about 120 to 150 square foot of storage, 5 feet tall, in a loft. And then there's going to be dedicated like everything, right? Photography, shipping, etc. And the nice thing is that
intake area.
Yeah, intake, processing, cleaning. Like we're gonna have water, we're gonna have a sink, we're gonna have everything there. And as we continue to scale, we will be hiring people part-time to do work for us in this business. Because I've said it on Instagram, like we like being resellers, but we're not gonna be resellers. We're gonna be business owners as we continue to scale this. We want to go big. Like that's the short answer for sure. Yeah, organization is everything. Yeah, for sure it is. Like I remember when I first started, like when we first started this, I was biting tape. Like I was biting tape and like using like the oldest, dullest knife that I had around. It took Melinda actually like buying like two tape guns and knives, and then we bought a little organizational table with drawers for all of our stuff. Like, but we didn't know. Like that's the thing. Like we didn't know this is gonna be a moneymaker for us. Like we just started so small, and then it just kept growing. So that's one thing about shipping. Two, I want to talk about Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship has two options on there. It has rigid packaging, which is like a box, and then it has another option.
It's called box in a bag.
Box in a bag,
which is misleading a little bit because you can actually use that for a box. And it's called cubic, which is a box. It's a cube. Correct. So as long as one side isn't longer than 18, or no side is longer than 18 inches, it generally will ship less on Pirate Ship using that option. If it's would you say over a pound? No.
Usually if it's over a pound, yes, you're gonna find savings. Yeah. Under a pound, it seems like Pirate Ship and USPS have the same exact pricing. First class, yeah. Cubic, USPS definition of cubic. USPS cubic pricing provides a high volume shipping customers discounted rates for small, heavy packages. Priority mail packages measuring less than 20 pounds weight and 0.5 cubic feet volume with no dimensions longer than 18 inches are eligible for cubic pricing as long as you meet the minimum packaging requirements. Yeah. So he actually looked that up because I want to do it legally. I don't want to ship stuff illegally. I don't lie
on shipping. It works for the Postal Service because they'll catch you anyway and then just charge you at the end, and it'll be a hassle for your buyer.
For sure.
So, but it's misleading because it says box in a bag, and then you're like, do I have to put my box in a bag? You don't.
You don't. So the thing is, Pirate Ship offers this, but eBay shipping does not. So if you go, if I went to the store and I said, hello, I want to ship this 14 by 14 by 12 box. Here you go. They're going to say, okay, it's going to be priority. Here's the retail price. If I take the same thing, 14 by 12 by 10 or whatever I just said box, and I go through eBay, it's going to give me the priority option. If I go through Pirate Ship, it's going to be a cubic option. And that cubic option, you're going to save so much money. Like we save anywhere from like $2 to $8 sometimes if we go through Pirate Ship. And Pirate Ship will import your eBay sale directly through, so you don't have to type it manually, which is a great feature. And all you need is a credit card that you sign up through Pirate Ship. And once you print the label, you just pay for it right there, and then that's it. Pretty straightforward. So definitely check out Pirate Ship for anything that's over a pound, less than 20 pounds in a box that no dimension is longer than 18 inches.
Yes.
Pirateship.com. R. I think is like when you go to log in, it says something like R on there, which is pretty funny.
And then priority mail flat rate padded envelopes we have found is the best price for like heavy jeans. So that's
$7.52 if you stuff them in a flat rate envelope.
Yeah, I'll usually put them in a poly and like squeeze the air out of them. Because if I can get it in that poly, then I know it's going to be a quick fit into the flat rate mailer too.
For sure. And yeah.
Sometimes it's only like 30 cents, but if you think like 30 cents over, let's say you ship all your jeans that way, that adds up.
Yeah.
So always be thinking, like, don't ever say like, oh, well, it's only this much. If you have to go to the post office anyway, 30 cents is, oh, sorry, I was shaking the table.
Yeah, you're good.
That adds up.
Yeah, 10 pairs of jeans, 30 cents, that's $3. For $3, you can buy a pair of jeans. So it's these small things that are going to keep you successful for sure. We do order, Devin, have a good night. Thanks for swinging in and hanging out. Yeah, we do order priority boxes for free constantly. We use the shoe boxes, the 12 by 12 by 8s, and the flat rate long boxes for like board games and stuff. We don't do regional boxes because we've just like, it's never been cheaper for us. When maybe like sometimes it might be, but we just don't use them. So that's one less type of box that we get, and we get almost all of our boxes for free because again, it's business. If you keep your costs down, you're going to be more successful in any business. So definitely check out Pirate Ship. One last thing on shipping, I'll say, don't be scared of big items. Like that golf bag that we sold yesterday, if you saw on our Instagram story, I picked up a vintage 90s, maybe 80s Ping fake leather white golf bag. It's 36 inches. It ended up being 36 by 12 by 12, I think. It's sold to Ohio. Any guesses of what that shipped for through FedEx? We bought the label through FedEx through eBay. So any guesses? 36 by 12 by 12 from Michigan to Ohio, pretty close. I'll give everyone a minute. Anything else you want to talk about when it comes to shipping? Like we talked about, don't be scared of big stuff. We talked about free boxes. I said, hit me up if you have a specific questions. I'll walk you through it.
Bubble wrap and poly.
Oh yeah, let me show you what we use. So, 1 second.
Shorts.
The only reason I'm getting up.
Sarah's guess is 16.
More guesses.
Regional is excellent when you ship with so Midwest. I don't know, maybe we'll look into it. Probably around 20, I'll say 18. Okay, all right. So one guess for 16, one for 18.
Just put these right here. So this is what we buy. This is like what are the most expensive stuff for us. So we buy our bubble wrap through eBay. We get 700 feet for $30, and it lasts us quite a while. We do use a lot of bubble wrap because we send out a lot of electronics, but let me just look it up if you guys are interested.
Amy says 12.
Amy, you're 100% right. It was like $12.50. So even though it's a big item.
Yeah, weird shape. Only $12.
Yeah, let me take a look. So bubble wrap, the description is super bubble, 3/16 inch by 12 inch wide mailing. They're every 12 feet, they're
perforated,
which basically means
you can tear it.
You can tear 12 inches off at a time. So we buy these, we'll buy them in larger quantities later. Right now, we just don't have the space to store a large amount, but we pay $33 free shipping for 700 feet. So if you're buying your bubble wrap in Walmart or something, you're paying way too much for it because retail prices are ridiculous. And then for a void fill, which is just like spacing and padding, we use craft paper. We get this from Supply Hut through eBay, and we pay about $20 per roll, and it's 900 feet or 40 pounds. It's 15 inches, so pretty straightforward. You just rip it, and then you crunch it up, and you fill your voids that way. It doesn't add too much weight, and it works really well.
Also works for giving your shoe shape in your photographs.
True.
So shove them in there in the toes.
Yep. And the nice thing about this, like compared to like packing peanuts are nice because they're light and versatile. But you use so much packing peanuts for, like, if you did like a larger box, like a 24 by 20 by 12, you're going to use so many packing peanuts.
And it's styrofoam, so it's really bad for the environment.
Styrofoam bad, recycled paper better because it can be recycled or burned. Plus, this doesn't take up a lot of storage room, right? This is all rolled up tightly. You just unroll it and use it. So that's what we use for packaging. We order it ahead of times, and we're pretty good about keeping it in stock. So that's what we use.
Yeah, Jana's comment, that's smart. Like if you have a rewards credit card, as long as you're able to pay stuff off by the end of the month, like don't carry a balance on that thing.
Right.
But yeah, we do that too, because if you put your stuff on there and then just pay it off, you're earning money on money.
Yeah.
It's just smart.
Yeah.
That's what I call making your money work for you.
That's right. I mean, that's the name of the game. You know, how many different avenues can you put your money to work for you? And that's like, if we haven't proven it to you, no one is going to. Like, just working your ass off, like reselling is just one way to make money. But we've paid off all of our debts this year, and a large chunk of it, about $26,000 of our debt this year, was because of eBay. And you see, like, if you follow our stories on Instagram, like, you see that we put in our hours, like, we work, but we have goals and we want to meet those goals, and we don't want to sit on our tush like that. We just want to work so that we have a better financial future, and so we can have a better life later on.
So that we can afford to bring on employees and take vacations.
That's right. So we can build a business out of it. So if that doesn't motivate you to get out of debt, if you are in debt, like, I don't know what else will. Like, just sacrifice a little bit in the short term, get out of debt as soon as possible, and then you'll be able to make more money easier off of your money. And instead of giving creditors your money, you can give it to the ones you love. So,
or us.
Or you can reward yourself, right? Instead of giving it to those big companies. Do you want to tell them what we did for our parents and how much we were able to give them?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll be able to do more in the future.
Thank you.
Because we basically became debt free and then decided to do a lot of our last home renovations this year. So, and then one of our cars needed a big repair, but it was fine because we had the cash. So we were lucky enough to be in that position. So the first month after we became like 100% debt free, the only thing we had was the mortgage on our house left, and we paid that off the end of May.
Yep.
And so in June, we took $4,000 out of what we made from eBay and just cut it in half and just straight cashed $2,000 to each of our parents.
Hey, Nikki. Yeah, so instead of giving creditors our money, we gave $2,000 to my parents and $2,000 to Melinda's parents. And it was just like a thank you. There's more coming. We really love you. And we want you to do what you want to do with that money. Pay off your own debts if you have any. Use it for vacation, whatever you want. So it's like, for the fifth time, stop giving these giant corporations your hard-earned dollars in late fees and interest, because that's how these buildings are built. It's your money. Mm-hmm. So get the hell out of debt as soon as you can.
Yeah.
And then take that money, reinvest it, or give it to your loved ones. I mean, why do you want to give it to some guy in some skyscraper in New York that you don't know? Like, that guy's has your money, and I can go on forever.
You can give it to us if you want to give it away.
Give us your money, yeah. Instead of the giant corporations. Hustle and Hooks LLC will gladly take your donations. Just kidding. Anyways, I think let me just go through my little agenda here. We talked about numbers, bookkeeping, what sold, our review, why we bought some stuff, what we bought.
Do we ever source? Adine has, because before COVID, he was traveling for work.
Yeah.
So he would just hit the thrift stores, mostly Indiana
and Detroit.
Okay.
And Ohio, yeah.
Well, although it feels very different from the west side. They have a different flavor on the east side for sure.
Oh, yeah. Ray can tell you.
They're tougher over there, man.
They are tougher.
Yeah.
We're weak on this side.
We are.
We're soft.
So yes, and then he basically doesn't pay for that mileage at all.
Yeah, it's rental cars. So I get
Yeah.
to travel for free, stay in hotels for free. I've actually like thrifted and then like listed for my hotel room because what else am I gonna do?
And then
by
we were
myself?
going to go to Chicago for Nikki's wedding. And we were planning on doing some thrifting in Chicago. And
The
driving
pandemic
it back.
happened.
Yeah.
So we will in the
This
future.
year.
Yeah, we will for sure. We love to travel. Right now,
Yeah, we'd like.
we
Yeah, I
don't,
think
so.
we would really like to. Eventually, we'd like to like get an RV and like travel the U.S. and just
That's one of the goals.
thrift the country.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I think this is a good time to say our goodbyes. So a couple of things. One, I appreciate everyone in here. I'll say it for the third time. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. It just helps us grow it. Hit the thumbs up button if you've enjoyed the conversation and the content. Hit the thumbs down button if you didn't. That's okay too. Just kidding, don't. But if you know, whatever, it's your option. You have the up and the down. Thank you again for everyone that's joined us. At Hustlin' Hooks, Hustlin_Hooks on Instagram. I'm sure you guys already know that. That's where we share everything. You know, we're super transparent. We're not here to showboat and tell you how awesome we are. We already know how awesome we are. But we're here to help inspire. My humbleness is what makes Mona love me every day.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding. But we're not here to show off. We're here to help. We do really enjoy this community. We enjoy adding value.
And we learned something. We've learned something last week and this week.
We learned constantly.
So yeah, definitely, it helps us too. And keep giving us ideas because we don't want to like just jump on here and always be constantly washing pots and pans and stuff.
Yeah, we'll do something different each time for sure.
Or talk about.
Yeah, bring it up. We'll discuss it. So again, thank you. This will be on replay if you want to, for some reason, relive these 2 hours of your life with us again. Go for it. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Appreciate you guys that joined, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.